Muscle of upper limb. Okay, in this video we will tell about the muscle of upper limb. So simple, and how can you remember it's so easy. Okay, so first of all you have to arm. This is your arm. Okay, from this area to this area, this is your arm in which the humerus is present. Okay, and below here is the forearm. This is the forearm, and this is your hand. So these are three part, okay, of your upper limb. And another is here is the articulation of the upper hand, yeah, upper limb with the sternum and your body. So here we will explain three type of muscle. One is this is articulated with this forearm. So which muscle is present here? So first muscle, you don't want you have don't try to um, remember each and every origin, but you have to just remember each and every muscle and their nerve supply. This is very important. Okay, muscle name and their nerve supply, and where is the muscle present. Insertion and origin is also important, but not too much important. The most important thing is the supply of the nerve, that which muscle is supplied to which nerve is supplied to this muscle. Okay, so you have to remember the nerve supply and the nerve supply. Okay, and the place where is this muscle is present, actually the name. Okay, so now come here is the deltoid muscle. Okay, and you can see this deltoid have three part. One is the clavicular part, because it is attached with the clavicle, and another is here. You can see this is the acromial part, because here you can see, if I remove here, if you remove this here, you will see the acromial process of the this is the acromial process. This is the acromial process of the scapula. Okay, we will explain it. So that's why it is called acromial process. And another here on the posterior side, you can see here, this is the deltoid. This is the spinal part, because it attached to the spinal of the scapula. And so now this is the deltoid muscle. Okay, and the nerve which is supplied to this is the auxiliary nerve. Okay, what auxiliary nerve supplied to this muscle? So remove this, you have one muscle is complete. Now other, you can see here is the four muscle. You can see the four muscle, one, two, three, four. This muscle is attached here. Okay, you can see here, this is the greater tubercle and this is the lesser tubercle. So this is attached to this humerus on this lateral side. So what are these muscle? And actually these all four muscle are covering the scapula. This is your scapula, and they are covering the scapula and attach your scapula to this humerus. So these are called rotator cuff muscle. Rotator, actually this is rotate uh, along the scapula. Okay, so the first here you see this muscle. This is the subscapularis muscle, and there is the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. So how can you remember that? Just by remembering sit, SITS. Okay, and I will be small, SITS, SITS sits. Okay, and T will be small in these all letters, SITS. All teres, all other R will be large, but T will be small. Okay, so you have to remember by sets. So this is the S means subscapularis. So this is the subscapularis. Okay, SI mean infraspinatus, and S means supraspinatus, and small t mean teres minor, small, so it's minor. So this is the rotator cuff muscle. Now just remove this rotator cuff muscle. Okay, and muscle supply, just now wait, that which muscle is supplied to this each muscle, each nerve. Okay, so the infraspinatus is supplied by the suprascapular nerve and suprascapular nerve. Supraspinatus and infraspinatus both are supplied by the suprascapular nerve. Okay, and teres minor is supplied by auxiliary nerve. Here will be, you will see, this is the area, here will be the auxiliary nerve come, and this is supplied by the auxiliary nerve, the teres minor. Okay, and the supraspinatus and infraspinatus is supplied by subscapularis muscle. Okay, so now remove this. Okay, now just click here. Infraspinatus and supraspinatus is supplied by subscapularis muscle. Okay, and teres minor is supplied by actually axillary nerve. Now come here, this is the subscapularis. So this is the subscapularis, and subscapularis is supplied by upper and lower subscapular nerve. Upper and lower subscapular nerve. Here is the, this is the subscapularis muscle, because this is the scapula, and in this scapula there is the subscapularis muscle present, and this is supplied by supra, and in superior it's supplied by upper and lower subscapular nerve. Upper and lower subscapular nerve. Okay, now hide it. Okay, I have hide, isolate, I will hide it. Okay, now you can see these muscles are covered. Okay, now here you can see there is another thing. There is the teres major muscle. Teres major is attached to this area. Okay, and you can see here is attached to the line here. Okay, but that is not so much important, just remember the name. This is teres minor, and this is supplied by the lower subscapular nerve. Okay, lower subscapular nerve. Okay, lower subscapular nerve, lower subscapular nerve. Now remove it. Okay, now here you can see these are the muscle. This is the tricep muscle. Posterior of the arm is the tricep muscle. Anteriorly you can see this is the bicep muscle, this is the brachialis muscle, and this is the coracobrachialis. Three muscles are present on the anterior side of the arm. Okay, brachialis, coracobrachialis, because it is attached to coracoid process. This is the coracoid process, that's why it is called coracobrachialis. And here is the brachium, mean humerus. Okay, so this is the brachium attached to humerus, brachium, that's why coracobrachialis. Okay, and here is the brachialis. Okay, and another muscle is the biceps brachii. So these are the three muscle. Okay, these three muscle is supplied by musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, biceps brachii, isolate it, just see here. Here is aponeurosis, also aponeurosis is present. Okay, but you have to, in the bicep muscle there is one long head come move here and attach to here. Okay, this is the supraglenoid. Okay, this is the coracobrachialis. Okay, supratubercle, superior tuber, there this is attached to here. Okay, behind this. Okay, now you can see the long head. Long head is attached to supraglenoid tubercle. Here is the supraglenoid tubercle, and here is the infraglenoid tubercle. Okay, now this is the brachialis muscle supplied by musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, now remove it. Now just to remove this. Okay, now come here and see, here is the coracobrachialis and there is the brachialis. Coracobrachialis is also supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve, and brachialis muscle is also supplied by musculocutaneous nerve and radial nerve. Now just remove this. Okay, now go to the posterior side. In posterior side of the hand, of the arm, you can see the tricep brachii muscle, and tricep is supplied by the ulnar nerve. Okay, is supplied by radial nerve. Actually, posterior all muscle of posterior is supplied by radial nerve. We will see the radial nerve, but you have to see that this is the supplied by the radial nerve. So the arm muscle is complete, but here you can see the tricep brachii medial head is also present, and this is also supplied by the radial nerve. Okay, now come here, anterior view of the forearm. Okay, now this is the forearm. You can see this is the brachioradialis. Why? Because it come from the brachium and attached to radialis. Okay, this is the radius attached to radius, that's why it is called brachioradialis. Okay, and this is supplied by the radial nerve. Okay, so this is supplied by the radial nerve. Just remove it. Now here you can see the pronator teres. Pronator teres is supplied by the median nerve. So here the median and ulnar nerve is coming, but most of the most of the muscle of the forearm is supplied by the median nerve. Okay, so you have to remember that thing. Brachioradial is supplied by radial nerve because here the radial nerve come here and move posteriorly. Okay, so that's why it is here in this area the radial nerve go here and move posteriorly. Okay, that's why this is supplied by the radial nerve. Okay, now this is the pronator teres supplied by the median nerve. Okay, this is also supplied by the median nerve, flexor carpi radialis. So pronator teres, remove pronator teres, and now come here. There is the flexor carpi radialis. You can isolate and see. This is why all muscle. Now just see all these muscle. These are flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi longus, flexor digitorum superficialis. This is the flexor carpi ulnaris. So these all are muscle are the flexor, and most of them are supplied by the median nerve. And so this is called flexor. Okay, now this is flexor carpi radialis. Now just see here, this is the called flexor carpi radialis because it is come from the carpus and move toward the radius, because this is the radius, move toward the radius and attach to the carp carpal carpi. This is actually the carpal bones. Okay, all are the carpal that attached to a carpi. That's why it is called flexor carpi radialis. Okay, now remove it and just see here. This is the palmaris longus. You can see palmaris longus. This is the palmaris longus attached to a palm. For example, if you see your foot and your hand, here is the palm of your hand. That's why it is called palmaris. Palmaris is also supplied by the median nerve. Okay, median nerve. Now we will remove the palmaris muscle, palmaris longus. Okay, now come here and see. This is the flexor digitorum superficialis, and if you isolate here, this is the flexor digitorum superficialis has come to the middle phalanges. Okay, and this is also supplied by the median nerve. Okay, so it have two, and one is attached to a radial uh, radius and another is attached to the left medial epicondyle. Okay, now just we will also remove this muscle, and now you can see after flexor digitorum superficialis, you can see flexor pollicis longus, flexor digitorum profundus, and flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, so flexor pollicis longus, this is the flexor pollicis longus. Okay, and this is also innervated by the median nerve. So this is the flexor pollicis longus. Now flexor pollicis longus. Why? Because it is long bone and attached to pollicis. This is actually pollicis. That's why it is this muscle is called flexor pollicis longus. Okay. Now we will remove eight flexor pollicis longus, and now you can see here the flexor digitorum profundus. Flexor digitorum profundus have one radial part and one ulnar part. Okay, so this, if you can see, this is the radial part. So radial part is supplied by the median nerve. By the ulnar part, this is the ulnar part. Ulnar part is supplied by the ulnar nerve. Okay, so I remove it. If you want to see the all thing, this is the flexor digitorum profundus, and profundus move to the word proximal phalanges. Okay, so this is the flexor digitorum profundus. Now come here and you can see here, this is the flexor carpi ulnaris. This is the flexor carpi ulnaris. Flexor carpi ulnaris. Why this is called flexor carpi ulnaris? Because it come from the flexor and attached to a carpi along the ulnar side. That's why it is called flexor carpi ulnaris. You have to remember this point, so much important. Flexor carpi ulnaris. I remove it. Now you can see the deep muscle. The deep muscle one is called pronator quadratus. This is called pronator because it causes elevation, and quadratus they have 2, 4, and that's why it is called pronator quadratus. And it is supplied by the median nerve. Okay, this muscle is supplied by which nerve? Will be supplied by the ulnar nerve because ulnar nerve move toward through this area. Okay, So this is pronator quadratus supplied by the median nerve, supplied by the median nerve. Okay, and this is the extensor retinaculum. This is the extensor retinaculum. You can see here, this is the extensor retinaculum present on both sides. Okay, pronator quadratus, extensor retinaculum are present on both sides. Okay, so now all muscle of the forearm anterior side is complete. Okay, and this muscle you have to remember supplied by the median nerve, except the flexor carpi ulnaris and the flexor digitorum profundus ulnar part. Okay, now come to posterior side of the forearm. So here you can see, just I will review, these all are the extensor muscle and they come from the lateral epicondyle. Okay, this is the lateral epicondyle. So they come from the lateral epicondyle and superior condyle region. So here you can see, here this is the extensor carpi radialis longus. What? Extensor carpi, because this is extensor muscle and carpi radialis and move along the radius toward the carpal and long muscle, that is why called extensor carpi radialis. Okay, another muscle are the extensor carpi radialis brevis. If you see here, this is extensor carpi radialis brevis. This is also extensor carpi, but it is a brevis muscle. Why? Because here it move from lower side, lower area, not from the upper area. Okay, not from the upper area. So now remove this and you can see here extensor. This is the extensor digitorum. This is the extensor digitorum move like this, and here extensor hood is formed. So this muscle is also supplied by posterior introitious branch of radial nerve. Actually all of the muscle of the posterior side supplied by the radial nerve branches. Okay, so this is extensor digitorum. This will be hidden, and here you can see this is extensor carpi ulnaris and this is extensor digiti minimi. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor carpi ulnaris. This is called extensor and attached to carpi, and here is called the radius. Extensor carpi ulnaris. This is carpi muscle and extensor muscle and attach and move toward the ulnar side. That's why it is called extensor carpi ulnaris. Okay. Now remove this and here you can see extensor digiti minimi. Extensor digiti minimi. So this is extensor digiti minimi. Okay. Now we will remove this. This is also supplied by the posterior trochleus bone or radial nerve. Okay. Now you can see other muscle. Here is one the anconeus muscle and another is the supinator muscle. It causes supination, and here is a muscle. Here is a muscle which is attached, which is called pronator quadratus because it causes pronation. Now here you can see is the supinator muscle. This is supplied by the deep branch of facial nerve. Okay. Now here you can see this is the anconeus muscle. And anconeus muscle is supplied by the, this is also supplied by the radial nerve. Now here you can see these are the three muscles. How can you remember this? This abduction, extensor. This one muscle is abduction because it causes abduction. This is your thumb finger, and thumb finger always want to abduct it. Okay, always want to abduct. So here what can you do? This is the abductor pollicis longus muscle. Okay, so if you see this is abductor pollicis attached to pollicis, that's why it is called pollicis, and longus, that is why it is called pollicis longus. Okay, so posterior introitious nerve of radial nerve, This is the extensor pollicis longus. The other muscle is called abductor pollicis longus. This is called extensor pollicis longus. Okay. So after that, there is the extensor pollicis brace. One is the extensor pollicis brace. This is extensor pollicis brace supplied by the posterior branch of radial nerve. Here you can see is the extensor indicis, posterior introitious branch of radial nerve. Okay, supplied by posterior introitious branch of radial nerve. Now these all muscle are removed. Now you can see here is the muscle, only muscle are present. That is all muscle are present. That is the muscle anterior. That is the muscle of the hand. So in the muscle of the hand there are three type of muscle. One is the antroitial posterior. You can see here is the introitious muscle. So these are supplied by the deep branch of ulnar nerve. Okay, most of the muscle are supplied by the ulnar nerve. So this is the first introitious, this is the second, and this is bipinnate. Okay, this is the bipinnate. You can see this is the bipinnate. One pinnate move like this. This is also bipinnate. This is also bipinnate. But this abductor digiti minimi, dorsal introitious. Okay, dorsal introitious first. Okay, bipinnate. This is the introitious dorsal, second, third, fourth. So here you can see abductor. This is abductor digiti minimi. Okay, flexor. One is the abductor digiti minimi because it causes abduction. Another is the flexor digiti minimi because this causes flexion. Okay, so digiti minimi have two muscles, abductor and flexor, and this is supplied by the branch of ulnar nerve. Abductor and flexor digiti minimi. Another is the opponent's digiti minimi because it count help in the counting. Opponent's digiti minimi. It is also supplied by the ulnar nerve. Okay. Now another nerve is the palmaris brace. This is the palmaris brace, small muscle supplied by ulnar nerve. Okay. Now here you can see this is the introitious, palmar introitious. Now first of all we will explain the lumbrical. Third lumbrical, second this is the first lumbrical. Okay, this is the first lumbrical supplied by the ulnar nerve, supplied by the median nerve. This is actually supplied by the median nerve because median nerve move like in this muscle. Okay, so now we just explain the lumbrical. First lumbrical and second lumbrical is supplied by the median nerve. Okay, now the third lumbrical and fourth lumbrical are supplied by the uh, ulnar, actually supplied by the deep branch of ulnar nerve. Okay, I am going sleep and drowsy, that's why I can't concentrate. So the next thing is the lumbrical. Okay, this is the deep branch of the ulnar nerve. This muscle is supplied by the lumbrical, and this is supplied by the deep branch of ulnar nerve. Is supplied by the deep branch of the ulnar nerve. Now come here and you can see here this is the palmar introiti. Palmar introiti third. This is the first, second, third. First unipinnate. This is also unipinnate. This is also unipinnate. Okay, and this is supplied by the ulnar nerve. This is supplied by the ulnar nerve, and this is supplied by the ulnar nerve. So three of them is supplied by the ulnar nerve. So these are the ulnar nerve. Ulnar nerve. Okay. Now here you can see this is the abductor pollicis. One is the abductor, one is the flexor. one is the abductor. Abductor is, these are supplied by the median nerve. Okay, abductor is the abductor. Okay, abductor is supplied by the median nerve. Now here you can see the opponent's pollicis. This is the opponent's pollicis muscle supplied by the median nerve. Okay, because here is the this is the thinner muscle. Okay, this is supplied by the median nerve. Now remove this. Now you can see here is the abductor pollicis. There is the adductor. This is also supplied by the branch of ulnar nerve. Actually, adductor pollicis transverse by the supplied by the ulnar nerve. Okay, this is supplied by adductor pollicis. This is abductor pollicis oblique. This is the flexor pollicis brace, and here is the flexor pollicis brace deep part. Okay, now these are all are the muscle of the hand. Now these all our muscle of the hand is being happen. Now you explain, now you tell what is the next lecture you will want. Okay, thanks for watching. Subscribe, do like, do thing.